On August 29, 2005, citizens all across the city of New Orleans were going through the unimaginable as one of the worst natural disasters to ever hit the U.S. was unfolding. The most harrowing events of the storm, however, likely occurred right here at the Orleans Parish Prison.
Yes.
What about the prisoners in the jail right now? Will they just simply stay in the jail?
Sheriff?
We have backup generators to accommodate any power loss. Excuse me, Governor. We have backup generators. We are fully staffed. We're under our emergency operations plan. So we're only, and we've been working with the police department. So we're going to keep our prisoners where they belong.
As the wind and water bared down on the buildings, guards locked inmates in their cells and abandoned their posts. The prison, full of not only violent convicts, but also suspects awaiting trial and juveniles as young as 10, was plunged into complete darkness as backup generators failed. For the next 3 days, the inmates would be forced to fend for their own, with no food, no water, and no idea if anyone was ever coming to evacuate them. Now, 16 years later, many of the hurricane-damaged prison buildings have been demolished. However, this tower, known as the Community Correctional Center, still stands. It's become a haven for scrappers and taggers, but still, signs of the struggle that once occurred here remain visible. Join us as we venture inside and see what's left.
This portion of today's video is sponsored by Brightland. Brightland makes high-quality olive oils for cooking, baking, and drizzling. Ingredients can make or break a dish, and knowing everything that goes into your food allows you to thoroughly enjoy it. With Brightland, you know the exact type of olives and fruit used, and the year of harvest for each product. There are no additives, no junk, and it's produced using organic methods. I've been using them for cooking simple dishes, and they really do taste a lot better than your standard store-bought oil. Brightland sent me their Awake and Alive extra virgin olive oils. Awake is perfect for foods like pastas, bread, and baked potatoes, while Alive is good with spinach and salads, kale and greens, hummus, and baked goods. I also received Ardor, their chili-infused olive oil, which adds an extra layer of flavor and spice. For my roasted broccoli, I used a combination of Alive and Ardor. Alive gave it a crisp, flavorful taste, and a little bit of Ardor added just the right amount of kick. These oils are perfect for elevating any dish you pair it with, regardless of your cooking level. They also make great gifts and become an everyday luxury that can be used over and over again. Start the new year off right with Brightland's high-quality products. Don't miss out and get 10% off when you click on the link in the description.
Before we continue, it's important to note that many of the facts surrounding what happened here in the days following Hurricane Katrina are disputed, particularly by the Sheriff's Department. However, 400 inmates gave independent testimonials following the events, and I found the vast majority of their stories to be in complete alignment. My accounting of events later on in this episode will be based on experiences that occurred repeatedly in a significant amount of testimonies. I'll include a link to the 400 testimonials in the description if anyone wants to read for themselves. As we ventured inside, we didn't know much of the building's harrowing history, but things would start to be uncovered as we explored.
It's in a wide open door. In fact, the whole door is just missing.
There's cops everywhere around here. We're surrounded by police stuff.
This place
they don't seem
looks
to give
pretty
a shit
stripped.
about anything that's going on with this building. And looks like the inside shows.
Tons of computers stacked up over here. This whole hallway is all computers.
There's nothing interesting back here. Unless you really like 90s technology, like Casio disc title printer. It's just a label maker for printing onto CDs.
All the drywall is cut off at the same height.
That's interesting. A lot of vandalism, which is crazy because we know people who were here a year and a half, 2 years ago. The place was mint, went downhill fast. But I don't really think you can blame it being posted on social media and stuff, really. It's just the fact it's in New Orleans and it's wide open. This is what's like gonna happen.
An old smart board.
Is this a Herman Miller chair?
That is.
Sure looks like one.
It's a nice one.
Let's see, yep, there it is. Herman Miller logo. All these scrappers hauling metal out of here. They don't know that the real treasure is right here. About face program.
There's stairs here.
Alright, let's go upstairs. So there's definitely going to be cells in this building. This floor doesn't look like it has any.
It's an X-ray cartridge. Wolf X-ray. It's in the stairwell. There's bars in here.
Okay, now we're in like prison level. I don't know if this is a jail or a prison though. It's pretty big, so that makes me think it would be a prison.
Actually.
But
here says chapel, conference, but they're all pretty stripped. Yes, stripped out.
There's some buttons here, probably to open doors. Day room 1 and wards 1, 2, 3 in isolation. And check out this one. This door says restraint on it. Let's do the normal ward first, and then we'll check out the restraint one.
This also has isolation.
There's beds in here. Wow.
Bunks, triple high.
Yeah. It's like almost 30 people they would have had in this one tiny room.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah, just as many bunks in here. Is this isolation?
Perhaps. Yeah, I only see a room with just one bed.
Yeah.
In there. Can't really see it through the window too well.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, this feels pretty depressing in here.
It smells terrible.
This one you at least get a window, barely.
To another room.
It's some connection to the outside world at least. Damn, these doors are serious. Look, they can even close off these windows on the door.
Yeah.
And you're just completely isolated. Wow.
It says medical clinic. Let's check it out. Blue tiles. Already different.
Oh my God, what does that smell?
It smells like some kind of chemical.
Like industrial grade cleaner
Oh,
or
it's
something.
like already a lab right here.
Really? It's pretty trashed.
Yeah.
All these still have pills in them.
Take one. What do they say they are?
It says on each thing. This is prednisone.
Mm-hmm. Looks like these pills are evolving into some other kind of form.
Jeez. Various antacids, okay. Yeah, these rooms were mint.
Yeah.
Like a year and a half ago. Wow. Dental chairs.
Past its prime, for sure. Yeah, I remember seeing pictures of this one in the corner, and it was perfect.
Mm-hmm. Check this out. You found some kind of restraint. Looks like your wrist would go in there, maybe.
Yeah. Here's a 2004 list of patients.
Here's a dark room for developing the x-rays, probably. Yo, sneak preview of the new Yeezys.
Oh, that's a sick eye exam thing. A very old one.
Oh, wow, yeah.
One of the
It's
classic
like something
looking
you'd
ones.
see in an old asylum. Moldy ass.
Whatever this liquid is what's smelling up this entire place.
Yeah, I think we found the
It's
source.
citrus cleaner, but it's like
Okay.
rusted, nasty.
The Sheriff's Fitness Center. Looks pretty rough in here too. I don't think there's going to be any part of this building that's really untouched.
No.
Massive splash came out. Damn it. Oh, there we go.
It's just covered.
The first time I stepped on it, the splash came up like a foot high.
There's a ton of water in there.
So this was the gym for the officers, not for the prisoners. This is a saying, if you pee in the shower, you will be terminated. Sergeant Don Ditta. Back into the darkness. Not sure what kind of a room this was.
Just a rec room. Some kind of planning on the board over here for each department. Incident reports.
Let's see what happened. North side tier backed up by Deputy Washington. Duck roll call and security check, making sure all doors and doors are locked. An unknown inmate in cell number 3 stated, "Say, Red, I bet you got a big old body and I bet you got a fat ass." What the fuck? He asked, he made the statement. They all said no one. You're up for violations. Call for Deputy. Come to the military stuff. That he made the statement. A lot of these are just inmates not wanting to get back in their cell, which, can you blame them? The first one we read was definitely the best one, I think. We've been hearing a lot of noise coming from these stairs. Sounds like a lot of scrapper traffic going up and down them. It also makes me uncomfortable that these are the only stairs in the building.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Module B. Oh, hi. Just checking the place out.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry to bother you.
Can you put me on that all day, some creepy prison?
Yeah, sure.
You have to get through here. Get on the other side.
Yeah, this part's looks just like in the movies.
Yeah, just go through the wall.
Somebody really wanted to get through here. Here we were thinking this hole was busted open by some crazy vandals or copper-hungry scrappers, but we would soon find out the truth. What the hell? Look at all these photos. Look at this, dude. It's all family photos.
I'll check it out in a sec. These are all just standard cells over here. A single bunk bed per room.
This one looks a bit cleaner.
Control board? Yeah.
Boring one.
Yeah, that's what I saw on the other side.
This place is a mess. Alright, so we just talked to one of the scrappers in here. That girl said she found one batch of letters about a guy who was in here for possession of Xanax, and people were getting like raped, and it was just completely out of control. The guards basically just said like, you're on your own to the prisoners, and just locked them all in there and left them here for days. And they were just looking out of the windows, seeing just water everywhere, everything completely flooded. Initially, after hearing the scrapper's story of the letter, I figured it may have been a little embellished. But when I got the chance to dig into the history online, it seemed the nightmare that occurred here was even worse than I could have imagined. As the power failed and the floodwaters rose, inmates on the ground floors found their cells being inundated with water. For many prisoners, the water eventually reached as high as chest level. For those who didn't have to deal with the floodwater, many still had to contend with sewage backing up from the toilet and covering the floor of their cells. For most inmates, this was occurring in complete darkness and with zero air circulation. You can imagine how this quickly became unbearable. Eventually, prisoners were able to work together to free each other, using things like shower pipes to pry open cell doors. Now, the prison was in a state of anarchy, and the exact experiences of each prisoner varied based on where exactly they were. Some inmates reported being attacked, and in some units, inmates banded together to protect juveniles from sexual assault. Over 2 days later, the slow and grueling evacuation would begin, but it wouldn't bring much salvation to the inmates. Several at a time were transported by boat to a highway overpass and left to sit out in the sun, some for another multiple of days. Many reported being maced indiscriminately, and only some received as much as a peanut butter and jelly sandwich to eat. Eventually, the prisoners were bused to other facilities, most to Hunt Correctional Center near Baton Rouge. But still, their ordeal was far from over. Here they were forced to sleep in a field for several days until they could be properly accommodated. Their only water source was a gushing pipe sticking out of the ground, and their only food were sandwiches thrown over the barbed wire fence by guards. Most inmates reported that multiple stabbings occurred as a result of fighting over the limited food supply. It feels like now is a good time to bring up that many of these prisoners were still waiting for a trial and hadn't actually been convicted of a crime. Approximately 1/3 of them, in fact. Some had even been arrested for violations as menial as jaywalking, begging, and unpaid fines, and probably would have been released without charges had the hurricane not struck. But now, the New Orleans justice system was in complete shambles. Many employees had left the city for good, and inmate paperwork, along with evidence pertinent to those awaiting trial, had all been lost in the floodwater. Some innocent until proven guilty inmates would be waiting over a year for their day in court, and others would be held for months without ever being charged with a crime.
There's someone in here.
Where?
Back here.
So far, everyone's been chilling here, though.
Yeah.
I think there's like a conduit passageway back there.
Yeah.
And we could be hearing it from different floors.
Yeah, possibly. Look at this.
What is it?
Manual release levers.
Oh, wow.
For when the electric fails. They're all released already, so. I'm not gonna move.
Is that waters or something? Blue waders? Peace, my brothers. Proper education always corrects errors. This one doesn't have the
grates,
mesh.
Yeah.
Lower security, I guess.
The windows are blown out in here.
Yeah, what the hell? Let's take a look at that. There's birds.
See all the cop cars.
Two to a cell. Zero privacy when you gotta take a shit. Yeah, I have my opinions about the prison system in the US. I don't think it should be anywhere near as dehumanizing as it is, but talk too much about that and people will say we're getting political, so enjoy the views of this decrepit prison. So that is what we will provide. Hey, there's letters here. I got a plan for us, so do your time. It really gave me a shocking feeling through my body when I opened the mailbox and saw your letter, baby. I was so happy and excited because you probably received plenty of letters from your fans. I'm trying to be a special fan, if you know what I mean. What? Anyways, to start this thing off right, I would like to know how your day has been going. I hope pleasant and easy. Blah, blah, blah. Stay out of trouble. What the hell is this about? That's it. Thinking about you. What are you gonna do when you get out? My info. Interesting. Pretty sad stuff. This is like some weird. It's just decayed.
Fused together.
Looks like something that would sell as modern art. They're all postmarked 2005.
Which is after Katrina.
No, Katrina was in 2005.
Was it 2005?
Summer 2005,
Okay.
yeah. These were all April, May, shortly before. These are probably photos sent to the prisoners. So you
Yeah.
can see like how their families are doing.
Yeah.
On the outside.
Trophies.
What the hell? That's a lot of trophies.
Who's this guy?
Yeah, I see daylight.
This was their outdoor recreation.
No, it's the graffiti spot.
Yep.
What do they do when a ball goes over the wall? Oh look, there is something up there.
little watchtower.
Yeah.
That air conditioning condenser got fucked up. Jeez.
Official records of what happened here at Orleans Parish Prison immediately following Hurricane Katrina simply do not exist, and we may never know the true extent of the disaster. All we have are the words of those who lived through it. The Sheriff's Department has never admitted any wrongdoing either. Sheriff Marlon Guzman had this to say about the accounts. "It's kind of hilarious to read them. None of it was true. But when you put it in the paper, it becomes more credible, and it frustrates the hell out of me. Don't rely on crackheads, cowards, and criminals to say what the story is." With no official record, there was never any accountability for what occurred. All we can do is hope that lessons have been learned